Hello and welcome to my greenhouse. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is a little bit overcast today, so it's the perfect day to spend some time in the greenhouse where it's not going to get too hot and pot on all of the things that are absolutely crying out to be potted on. So the first thing I want to get potted on today are these chili plants that I started off this year. So I think I've got about 6 that need to be potted on. These are in tiny pots. They're crying out for it. They also need to be pinched out, so I need to take the tops off these, but these need to really be put into a much larger pot so that they've got a good chance of getting to a good size and giving us some really nice chilies and peppers. So just below me I have got some pots. I think these will probably be just about the right size. So I'm just going to count up how many chilies I've got. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've actually got 9. And I've got a really tiny one here, which I'm not sure what that is. So I think I'm just going to leave that one in that pot because it's not actually doing very well. See how that goes. But these ones, I'm definitely going to get all of these ones that have put on a lot of growth potted into nice big pots so that they can stay in the greenhouse over the summer and hopefully give us some nice chilies and peppers. So I've got myself my 9 pots, and I've actually got this compost which I used for my orange and lemon and lime tree, but I'm going to use this up. It's for Mediterranean and citrus compost. It's peat free, but it'll be absolutely fine for the chilies and peppers. And I'm going to use this up and then probably mix in just some regular compost and some perlite. So I've got a little tiny bit of perlite left in this bag. I'm going to use this up. So I'm going to give this a good mix, and then I'm going to actually add just some regular compost as well into this. Got some normal peat-free compost now that I'm going to add. Give that a really good mix. So the first one I've got is Basket of Fire. I'm going to take it out of this one. I'm assuming the roots are going to be a little bit root bound in here. And yeah, really healthy looking though, so that's really good news. I'm going to put some at the bottom. And pop that in. And just fill that up around the side. Okay, 1 done, 8 to go. So there's 9 chili and pepper plants all potted up now, all nicely. I've brought them outside because I'm trying to work in a little bit of a system and clearing out as I go. So I'm going to sort of, once I've potted everything up, put it outside and then put it all back in so that it's nice and neat and tidy, because there's quite a lot of rubbish in here already, even though it feels like I've only just tidied it up. So next on my potting up list are my climbing French beans. These have been in here for weeks, way too long. I'm just going to be potting them up into a pot slightly bigger than what they're in now, and then hopefully in the next couple of weeks, probably the week after half term, so not next week, the week after, I'll get them planted up at the plot on my climbing archway. I've got a little bit of compost at the bottom. And yeah, as we suspected, really root bound. They'll be very happy to get in these pots. I've got a line now of climbing French beans on my guttering, so they're out the way, so I'm quite happy with them being on top of there. That then gives me some space in this cell tray, and I'm going to use this for my pumpkins. I'm going to pop my pumpkins on into this, and that is how I tend to work. I tend to do one job, which gives me pots for another job, and I sort of do that. I sort of work my way round. I don't really have a system, it's just jobs follow on from each other. So these are the Amazonka pumpkins that I just opened up one of my pumpkins from last year, saved the seed, put them all in here, and they've all germinated. So really happy about that. Now, what I'm going to do is try and get these apart now. So I'm just going to lift them up from underneath, and there you go. That is what they come out like. I'm just trying to tease them out now. Wow, look how many there are in there. So many. Might be best just actually getting underneath it there. There you go. So that's a whole tray of pumpkin seedlings potted up. You may think, why am I doing so many? It's because I'm helping out at a plant sale at the school to raise money. So the more the merrier. So I'm now just going to do the rest of these. So that's 2 trays of the Amazonka. Like I say, I'll keep a few and the rest of them will go to the plant sale. I've now got these snowman pumpkins. These were from saved seed from pumpkins that I grew last year. So I'm going to split these apart and get them planted into here. Much the exact right amount for this tray. So that is all the pumpkins done now, which I'm over the moon about, because that did seem like it was a little bit of a job with all of them coming up in these tiny pots. All done now. Marigolds. So I'm going to get these planted into these individual pots here. Again, some of these will be for myself, some of them will be for the plant sale. Let's try and get them apart. I've got a few extra here. I'm just going to go and literally put them in my raised beds now. So they may make it or they may not make it. They're really tiny seedlings, but I hate throwing things away. So they're in there and at least I've tried with them. Now all I'm going to do is just fill these pots up with compost. And they should just grow happily like that, hopefully, the next couple of weeks. So my marigolds are all potted on now, which is absolutely great. Everything needs a good water, but before I do that, I want to get everything out or everything away from this back bit here. Give that a bit of a clean up and then start putting things back and work my way around. I don't want it to get to the end of the season and just be an absolute bomb site in here, which it probably will be. But I just want to try and reduce the amount of craziness at the end as much as possible. So I'm going to try and have a little tidy up. courgettes I sowed last week are already coming up. These are all the different variety of ones. So I've got yellow ones, black ones, round ones. I've done 6 different varieties and they are all starting to come up. So they will be the next thing that I'll be potting on. And then what I'm going to do is basically just give everything a really good sweep, because it's surprising how much compost gets everywhere. Doesn't that look so much better? Everything's nice and organised. It just needs a good water now. But it means I know what I've got that is staying in here. I know what I've got that needs to be potted on. I know what I've got that's going to the plant sale. I've got lots of spare pots there. And it just feels so much more organised in here. I'm so pleased I did this. I am now going to get this watered. Thank you so much for watching me today, and I will see you again soon.